Hey, sweet. I'm on air. Okay. We're going to talk about Revelation, of course. And I want to, two things. I want to keep up with the chat if I can. And another thing is, I want to show people how to apply the book of Revelation to the things that are happening around us. So we're going to start in Revelation chapter 12, because there's a way that we can use that to apply it to our world. And I'm going to give you, let's see here. Whoops. I'm going to try to give you a visual aid to look at there. I hope you're seeing that. I'm guessing oh, hold on a minute. You're seeing part of it. There. How's that? Okay. I'm just going to read a little bit. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Now this picture that I have up isn't probably the right picture to have up. Let's see here. There. How's that one? This was September 23rd, 2017, not very long ago. I'm sure you guys remember it. Now, this, without interpreting anything and without adding anything here, we don't really know very much except that John said that there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun. So obviously he's talking about up in the sky, clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. So this, I'm sure that John was aware of the zodiac. And so he looked up and he said, oh, I saw, this is what I think it is. Anyway, to keep this in reality, that happened on September 23rd, 2017. Okay. So a year, what is that? A year and a half ago? Not even. Okay. I forgot all about the chat. Sorry. Hold on a minute. I'm going to go back to the webcam here really quick. See that little triangle? And that's my ceiling. I guess I'll fix it. Fine. There. Okay. Now, something that I've been talking about for like over 2 years is verses 3 and 4 and the rest of the verses. So I don't even think I read verse 2. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. Okay, before I go further, there are people out there that think that I'm interpreting something when I'm not. So I'm not claiming to know anything about this woman crying, travailing in birth, or anything like that. But I want to point out that there appeared another wonder in heaven. So if John wasn't talking in code, if he was just saying something, hey, there appeared a wonder in heaven, and he looked up and he saw a wonder, whatever he described, well, I would guess that if he said there was another wonder in heaven, that we would also look up. Okay. That's very important, and it's such a simple thing. This book is of what must come to pass. Hold on, I got to go check on the chat just to make sure. Okay, good. Hey, all people, free people. Good. I'm glad you're seeing it. Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay. So let's see here. I got to go back to my revelation here. Okay. And his tail, the great red dragon, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. I'm going to try to... Yeah, I think I'll do that. Bear with me. Desktop. Okay. Let's see. There's us. Hold on just a minute. Let's just type in red dragon. If we put mission at the end of it. Let's do that. Oh, SpaceX Red Dragon. Well, let's look and just see what this is. Because this does go, you know, up to heaven and whatnot. Let's see here. Red Dragon was a 2011 to 2017 concept for using an uncrewed SpaceX Dragon 2 capsule, which is over here on the right. And it uses this rocket to launch Falcon Heavy. Now, for those of you who think that I am crazy, go read Daniel 8:3 through 10, and then go watch the animation for Dragon 2. Wonder if I got a link for it here. Let's see. Well, I don't want to get too far off on it. Okay, but Dragon 2, this right here is sitting on the launch pad at, well, it's actually, I think they took it back inside, but they're ready to launch it like in the beginning of March or something, maybe. They keep pushing it back, and they always do that. So let's see here. Let's go back to Red Dragon. What I want to point out is that there was, I have too many pictures, too many places. Well, let's get us partway there. Okay. I hope you guys are seeing my screen. Good. I think you are. Okay. What I'm saying is that we saw a woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet. Okay, we saw that where? We saw it up where the stars are, right? Up where the sun and moon are. Okay, so then when now I'm pointing out again, this is a vision. John looked at this stuff. He was describing what he saw. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, that means to see, a great red dragon. So where would the great red dragon be? It would be up in heaven, like where the sun, moon, and stars are, right? Okay, let's see here. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven. Let's do this. Let's just go to SpaceX. Let's just see what's up with that. Because we can look at these dragons. Let's see here. Let's just look at, well, we'll look at Falcon 9. That could be the dragon's tail. If this is the dragon up here, this could be the dragon's tail, right? I mean, if this is the dragon right here, dragon spacecraft, this is the second stage, or that's the dragon trunk. This is the inner stage. Oh, we don't need that. Okay, see the big great iron teeth? And it breaks in pieces. 9 Merlin engines. So what if this was the dragon's tail? This is the only rocket that lands back on Earth. Let's just see if we can. We'll just type in rocket landing. Whoops. One hand in it. My microphone's in the way. Let's just watch this rocket landing. This is that rocket. Whoops, it will be. Oh, come on now. Okay, let me read a verse here from Revelation 13 really quick. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this real for you guys because it's real. Revelation 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Okay, do I need to play it again? What did that rocket just do? What did it just do? What did that rocket just do? It just lifted this up into space, the dragon, right? So it came up out of the earth with this dragon on top of it, right? Well, let's read Revelation 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. See those two horns? And it's two stages too. It's a first and second. It's two stages, but two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Dragon, right there. Dragon spacecraft. Okay. There's another thing that I want to talk about that's not necessarily not necessarily Revelation, but it comes into it. Isaiah. We'll just do it on, you know what? I'm going to just move this other computer and rely on my other one. Okay. Back to Revelation 12. So his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. Okay, we got to learn who's that man-child. Let's go back to Revelation 7 and we'll find out. Might be Revelation 8, but I think it's Revelation 7. Okay. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Okay, that's not the place I was looking. Maybe it's Revelation. We'll just check 8 really quick. No, this is not the one. Okay. I think it's this one. Oh, yeah. I'd have to explain it, I guess, unless I could find the verse I'm thinking of. I can find it in my Bible. I just don't know where to look on the internet. So, let me find it. Let me read some verses out of Revelation 6. But that isn't the verse I was thinking of. 6 verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every freeman, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So that didn't add anything to, maybe it was right in Revelation 2 or something. For some reason. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay, verse 26 in Revelation 2 says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father, and I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. That's the one I was thinking of. It's them that overcome. So, let's see here. Oh yeah, that would be in Revelation 12. I just got to keep going. Sorry. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So the woman fled, or actually, I'll start in verse 5. And she brought forth a man child who was to rule all nations. Actually, I'm on the wrong computer. I'm sorry. We can do it right here. And she brought forth a man child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. So I want to point out, first of all, that yes, there are devils in heaven, but they're in a prison. And they're actually in a prison that is called Babylon the Great. And you can read about that in Revelation 18, verse 2. But there's a reason why we know that there's war going on in heaven. Too many people are thinking about a war down here on the ground. There's not going to be any war down here on the ground like you're thinking. Or there might be, but it's irrelevant. We're talking about war in the heavens. And let me go back to, whoops. Sorry, I'm moving the mic around. It's probably loud. Well, I'm going to keep reading for a minute. Okay, I'm going to highlight a few words here. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent. That's talking about cast out of heaven. That old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Excuse me. I want to tie this to Revelation 18 again. Babylon the Great is fallen. It has become the habitation of devils. So when Babylon is thrown down with violence, you guys, you know what comes with it? The devil and his angels, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Now, listen to, there's some timing going on here, because then John heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. This isn't talking about, this is very specific is what I'm trying to say. This is a very specific thing that this is talking about. The accuser of our brethren is cast down. Well, obviously, the devil was cast out, and his angels. These are the accusers of the brethren. They cast the blood of the saints. Okay, which accuse them before our God day and night. That's what's going on right now. Now listen, verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Overcame who? Him. Who's him? The devil. They overcame the devil and his angels by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Testimony? Wait a minute. That reminds me of John 3, KJV. And I won't be able to find it because it's not my Bible. Okay, let's see here. Let's look at John 3, verse 3. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the spirit is spirit. Notice this capital S there. The Spirit of God. Actually, we'll go back to John 1. Oops. Okay. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Right here, look at. And the Word was God. Jesus is the Word. The same was in the beginning with God. God is the Spirit. Okay, all things were made by him. It's talking about the Word. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. So then John comes along, but actually we're going to read about that, because what were we just looking at? We were just looking at they overcame him by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Back to John. Where were we? The same, this is talking about John the Baptist. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. Let me open up John 15. Give me the KJV. Let's go down to verse 19. No, that's, well, that would work, but something I was looking for. Verse 26. Excuse me. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me. And who also shall bear witness? Because ye have been with me from the beginning. So I don't really know how that all works, but I do know that when I started believing and living in the world that God created, that Moses gave us an account of, that's when my eyes were open and I could see the kingdom of God. So let's see here. I'm going to go back to my nifty little program here. Hit webcam. All right. We're going to look at some. Oh, wait. I should have left that going. It's easy to switch back, I think. Okay. I hope it's right. if I go like this, then I can usually tell. I think it is. Okay. We're going to look up, we're going to go to Bible Hub. Oops. There we go. Excuse me. Okay. We're just going to look at one verse. This verse right here. Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where's the house that ye build unto me, and where's my place of rest? Let's hit my favorite button, Hebrew button. Because this is like a big deal, you guys. This one verse is a big deal. Thus says Yahweh, heaven is my throne. So let's see where heaven is. Shamayim, heaven, sky. The sky is my throne. The heaven is my throne. Oh, wow. Okay. Air, astrologer, heavens. To be lofty, the sky. All right. Interesting. So the sky and the lofty sky is his throne. What's that mean? Kisse or kissa? Seat of honor or throne. Right there. Excuse me. Authority. Chair, official seat, sworn, throne. Throne of the throne, or throne the thrones. Let's see here. Seat, stool, throne. Pretty much the sky is God's throne. Okay. That's what I'm getting out of that. The earth is my footstool. Where's the house that you will build unto me? And where's my place of rest? Excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. Okay. The Shamayim is Yahweh's, not NASA's. Oh, that was another thing. Which word was it? Which verse was it? Oh, we can do that. We're going back to the desktop again. Okay. I got reminded of it from this right here, what I was searching. Boom. Because we have a small comprehension problem with simple words. Now, if you were to say to someone, yeah, you're going to be, you're not going to be exalted, you're going to be brought low or something. We could say that to a person. We could say, we could change it from valley here. Oh, I should actually, let me just go to the verse first. Okay. Every valley, shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low. This is a simple concept. Like when I was playing in the sandbox as a kid, I could have drawn you a picture of this in the sandbox. Every valley shall be exalted. So the word I was looking at was exalted in Hebrew, and it's NASA. Whoops. Wrong verse. Let's just click over to it. Wow. I should have just typed it in there, yeah. Okay. Shall be exalted is what I was looking at. NASA. To lift. Think about that. Isaiah, I guess I'll type it in. 14. Right here, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You know that what I think Lucifer's name is NASA. That's all he wants to do. Look, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High. The Most High. There's an up and a down, and God is the Most High, and Satan wants to be there. So that's we've already come to that now. Let's see here. Okay, so John the Baptist came to bear witness of light. Did you guys know that that happens in Revelation? Let's go back to that. Because right now there's a bunch of people in the world that started seeing different, and this is why I'm talking about applying the book of Revelation to the things happening in our world. Just a year and a half ago or whatever, we saw the stars lined up like John described, and there's a red dragon program up in the heavens same time. And what else happened around, actually before any of that? Something jaw-dropping happened. People started seeing a different world. They started seeing the world from page 1 in the Bible. And people want to call me nuts for pointing that out. All right, let's continue here. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens. They're caught up to heaven because they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. That reminds me of these two dudes right here. They're going to give their testimony, or actually they're prophesying there. But after they give their testimony, where is this? All right, here, verse 7. This is chapter 11. And when they have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Okay, let's see here. Go back to where we were. All right. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. We're talking about heavens. So the dragon waiting to devour the child, where would that be? That's in heaven. So remember I was talking about, where were we? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just finish reading this and then we'll talk about it so I can switch pages easier. Okay. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. So at this point, the woman had brought forth the man-child, and the dragon was trying to get her. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness. Now, when I read this, fly into the wilderness, to me, that could be talking about possibly a celestial place prepared for her. Now, I don't know that, But so the child, the man child, is caught up to God. So at this time, um, when when the woman is being tormented by the dragon, she's given two wings of a great eagle that she might fly into the wilderness into her place. So that might even be something that's uh, supernatural there happening, very supernatural. Very, I don't know, but it says where she is nourished for a times and half time from the face of the serpent, because the serpent will be right here, or she'll be up there for that long, 42 months, something like that. Okay. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. So he's going to be coming after the people that follow Jesus, but doesn't matter because they will overcome him. So that was Revelation 12, and what I wanted to do was go back to me and see if I can find something here. Okay, when oh yeah, I don't know if this is just an image or if it's it is a little moving image. Okay, that right there. Let me read a couple verses. I'm going to go over to this computer to read them. Okay. Now, hold on a minute. I'll just go here. All right. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. I'm going to try to find images of this stuff that I can have all at once. Oh, wait. I might have to do it a different way. Hold on a minute. Let's just get an image of this. I don't know if this is an image or this could be one moving too. Nice. Okay. That's the rocket that is lifting dragon. I got to get a thing of dragon here. Let's see. Bear with me. Video. It goes to that screen. Nice. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to find it. Show me dragon. I'm working on it. Oh, I thought I had one in there. Working on it. Apparently I can't put an image in. Oh, I can't put an image in there. I don't know what I'm thinking. Working on it still here. Just a minute. Okay, might have something here. Dragon. I see dragon. Okay. Dragon? All right, dragon. Okay, so this rocket down here, I'll put it up at the top actually. There we go. How's that? Not bad, right? Okay, so the rocket lifts this dragon, this thing right here, up to give power to this space station. Let me read this verse again, or the end of the verse. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay, I'm going to skip to verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. Right here. I'll make it a little bigger so you guys can see it. Saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? With this guy here. Who's able to make war with this thing right here? Okay. Now, there's people that say that the things I'm saying are crazy. And if you don't have the common sense to notice that these things named Dragon and the International Space Station, these things are happening up in heaven. Red Dragon, verses 3 and 4, chapter 12. What I'm getting at is it's a ridiculous thing. Oh, sweet, there's some people in here. It's a ridiculous thing to call me, what I'm doing, to be way off. It is absolutely ridiculous to say that, because of the things I'm pointing out are such simple things. He saw a beast coming up out of the earth, and it had two horns like a lamb, and it spake as a dragon. And then we also know that the dragon gave this other beast, his power. And we're watching it on the screen right now. Time lapse of it anyway. There we go. There's some bubbles. Now, we could talk about this for just a second. So there's supposedly a car up in space, right? That's what they say. This car up. And no, I didn't add those bubble things. They're really in the footage. I'm not kidding. But okay, so yeah, if you go to SpaceX's video and you go to 1 minute and 53 seconds or something like that, or 1 hour 53 minutes. That's what I mean. It's their Starman video. But okay, Daniel described. How do I even explain this? It's a kind of a complex thing, but it's kind of simple at the same time. Daniel described the rocket launch that sent this car up into space. He described it visually, like the stage separations and everything, but he described it with a Dragon capsule. And what I'm wondering is if this is the abomination that Daniel was talking about, this car right here with the little Starman in it. Just think about it. We're seeing all these other things, you guys. We're seeing all these other things. I'm going to check out the chat now. Actually, I'm going to get rid of some of these things. Remove that. There we go. I'm looking at my other computer to check out the chat. Nathan A's there. All people, free people. Martin Francis. Timothy Arison. Hey, how you doing? I can't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about something one night. That was fun. So yeah, I don't know. I just yeah, the great earthquake, that'll be crazy. The biggest earthquake that the world's ever seen. Oh, thank you, Nathan. I'm doing good. Honestly, I'm just appalled by some of the things that people are saying. It's really disgusting, actually. Couldn't be any worse researched. Like, if I was just to go to someone and say, hey, you looked at me funny, and then they'd be like, no, I wasn't even looking at you. Be like, I saw you look at me funny. Hey, he looked at me funny. Like, what do you get out of that? I don't understand. What do you get out of that? Just to like discredit someone that you don't know anything about. You haven't researched. You obviously have no idea about their stance. What? Yeah, that's frustrating. But it is, like Pastor Dean says, contend for the faith. Usually a person would contend with someone that disagrees with what they say. Usually. But those Alabama boys, maybe they do that thing. But yeah, thank you. I should just say it, like, I was listening to Pastor Dean, I don't remember what video, one very recent video, talking about Revelation 12 a little bit. And some of the things he's saying, they're not wrong at all. Like, talking about the things in Revelation 12 are very much the same as that already happened when Jesus came. That, like, so many things in there, but it is a book that was written. It's the testimony of Jesus. So I'm giving my understanding on the testimony of Jesus, the last thing we heard from Jesus. And then we heard about flat earth. Like, people everywhere in the world all at once started seeing flat earth. And we saw that wonder in heaven of a woman clothed with the sun. We saw a red dragon, all these things happening. Two witnesses giving their testimony. If you want to know who the two witnesses are, they've been giving their testimony for 3 years. And I'm witness to it. And in the Bible, you can find them by reading Daniel 12, verse 13 and Revelation 10, verse 11. Daniel 12, 13 and Revelation 10, 11. John and Daniel. Now, I know Elijah's going to be, what does it say in Malachi? He will bring, I can't remember exactly how it's worded. Elijah will be here doing his thing before preparing the way for the Lord. Something like that. Oh yeah, I kind of got off on the every valley. I keep hearing people tell me, oh, that's just means that he's going to bring you low. No, it doesn't mean that. Or like, he's just going to bring people low or crooked things straight. Oh, that means truth will be brought. Don't tell me what it means, because you don't know what it means. It says what it says. It says valleys. It didn't say human ego. It said valleys and mountains and hills. Every valley, every mountain, every hill. And it also says that it says, and the glory of God shall be revealed, because it's been hidden. Flat earth. That's why I'm saying it's a revelation of Jesus Christ. And people are like, I got blocked by someone that I actually have a lot of respect for. I won't mention his name, but he said that I'm mistaking the coming of Jesus for flat earth or something like that. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm talking about it's the testimony of Jesus. It's the testimony of Jesus Christ. The revelation of Jesus Christ. Who taught us flat earth? Anybody that you ask that is honest will say it's the Holy Spirit that taught me. or I saw a video, and then, but how did you learn it? How did you learn to see it? You didn't learn to see it with your eyes. I know that for a fact. You only can see it with the eyes that Jesus gives you. So you don't have to believe that, but yeah. So anyway, that's about all I think I was gonna say. I think I just it's kind of disgusting to me when someone's against applying the things to the world, especially when they're part of it, when they're experiencing things and they're part of it. Flat Earth Revelation, what's up? When they're experiencing it, how can they not see it, and how can they be against it? And that's what I mean when I say some people are against the revelation of Jesus Christ, because they are. They're against it. They're against what I say, and I'm just reading it. Like when I say, "Oh, look at this rocket has 2 horns and it comes up out of the earth and it's got a dragon on top of it, and the dragon gives this other thing its power." Just because it's an exact match to what's in the Bible, you're against it? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's a perfect dead match to what John saw. So don't tell me what it means. Don't tell me what anything means. Let's read what it says and let's talk about that. Because all I hear is other people, and anytime I talk about these beasts, they're like, those are kings. And they're just like, they just, I don't know what happens. But like, you know, to say this is an interpretation is just wrong. No, he saw a beast. So if I say I think it's a rocket, that's not even interpreting. That's me saying I think that he's describing a rocket. That's not me saying he's doing no. It's simple. He saw a beast coming up out of the earth. Okay. And then like in Revelation 12, we saw a wonder in heaven. And then we saw another wonder in heaven. So anybody gonna follow along with me? Like I just think I'm checking out comments now. I like this comment here. Yeah, all people, free people. John was describing what he saw. Just like I always try to put it like this. Like if I was driving in the truck and you were in the passenger seat and there was traffic, so I was like eyes on the road. And you said, "Oh man, there's something out the right side of the truck, like in a field." I'd be like, "Oh, what is it?" I might like glance or something, but I wouldn't really be able to take the time to see it. And so I'd be like, "What is it?" And I would listen to the things that you said about it. If you said it was red, I'd be thinking, okay, something red. And if you said it was a circle, I wouldn't think of a ball. I would think of a circle. But whatever. That was just a low blow. Okay, checking out comments. The more of us that declare the flat earth as the revelation of Jesus Christ is where the flat earth takes on power of the word of God. It is, yeah. And you know what I've noticed is that just as it says in verse 11 of chapter 12, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. I don't know if we'll be joined or not, but Alan Spencer is a powerful testimony, I think. Flattening Atheism channel. Because he was an atheist and it was flat earth that brought him right to Jesus. And he says, I don't want to put the wrong words in his mouth, but he says that it's almost inevitable. And I agree with him. I've seen it happen like 1,000 times, it's almost inevitable for someone, or inevitably they'll end up going to Jesus. Just because that's that's the truth. He is the truth. So, yeah, different denominations are formed by different interpretations alone. And that's the thing, is we don't need to interpret any of these visions. They're interpreted for us. Like the revelation of Jesus Christ, that whole book, how do I have any understanding in that book? Not from just reading it, it's from the Holy Spirit. He shows me, and we could read about that. I think I'm kind of like sick of looking up verses right now, but I just gotta. John 16. You guys got to realize that there's so much more going on than anybody is really considering in the spiritual realm, in the heavenly realm above us. There is a battle going on there, and it's going on here, because what goes on there goes on here. Like Michael's fighting with Satan and his angels. We just read about that in Revelation 12. And we better expect that to be happening, because of why? Because it's written right there in the book. Along with all these other things. Let me find a different background. Let me just, if you don't think that there's war in heaven, let me show you an image of war in heaven. And this is not me interpreting. This is just, you just got to look with your eyes and see it. This is war in heaven, you guys. Blaspheming God's name and his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. The sanctuary trodden underfoot, standing in the holy place. And we're down here preaching the gospel of the kingdom that Jesus said would be preached at the end. All these things are happening. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. Some people see a lot of it, and some people don't see any of it. But either way. Okay, when the Spirit of truth is come. Actually, I'll just read this. John 16. We'll start verse 4. But these things I have told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. But now I go my way to him that sent me. And none of you ask me, whither goest thou? But because I have said these things unto you, sorrow hath filled your heart. He was talking to his disciples. Now, okay. Verse 7. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send him unto you. And when he is come, ready? He will reprove the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment. Of sin, because they believe not on me. Of righteousness, because I go to my Father and ye see me no more. Of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged. Okay, now, actually, I'm going to keep reading just for 2 more verses. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak. And he will show you things to come. I'm witness to that. And I say that all the time, but I have to. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine and shall show it unto you. He shall glorify me. You know, there's an angel in Revelation 14 that says, "Fear God, give glory to him. For the hour of his judgment is come. Worship him that made the heavens and the earth and the sea and the fountains of waters." So it says, "He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine and shall show it unto you. All things that the Father hath are mine. Therefore said I, that he shall take of mine and shall show it unto you." Do you think he's trying to give us the idea that he's going to show us something? Well, guess what? He already did. He showed us flat earth. It is the revelation of Jesus Christ. You tell me who told us, who showed us then, if it isn't then. If it isn't him, then you tell me. Okay? Then we'll see. I'm just teasing. Yeah. War in heaven, right behind me. All right. I think I'm going to check out of here. I'm going to go back to the chat again one time. Hey, Noetic, how you doing? Moon Taurus space launch. Uh-oh. Forward.com schmooze. All right, guys, I'm out of here. So thanks for hanging out. And I think I'm going to keep doing this next Wednesday too. So, alrighty. Have a good one.